Hello Scorpio and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your fortnightly reading for 1st of August through to the 15th. What has come out for you? We have Pentacle 2 Saturn Capricorn and Cup 3 Pluto Cancer. Nice. Nice. That's actually a very nice energy for you. And what I'm getting is there's a little bit of a interesting and reprieve. There's a reprieve. Things have been a bit of a struggle, so there's going to be something to celebrate. Your ruler Pluto has come out and is crowning you here. And it is around things that have been out of balance in your life, particularly to do with money or health or work-life balance or home even. Oh, we have 2 Sword Venus Libra coming in. So you've got 2 2s and a 3. So this is really about starting something, really about trying to get something off the ground here, making some decisions, finding the money, trying to get the resources together, taking those very first steps into something. And it's kind of like the universe is congratulating you for that's the word that I've been given, for want of a better word. Not that that's a bad word, but it's congratulating you for starting, or at least thinking about starting this, because I feel like this has been something you might have known about. It's been a big thing coming, something there may have been some resistance into stepping into, and it hasn't felt like the easiest transition, to be fair, but it's just taking those very first steps, baby steps, into this new arena that is around transformation. It could be transformation of the home or transformation of the heart as well, coming through here for you, Scorpio. It feels big. It feels like new territory for you. And yeah, we'll pull some more cards. So this is a general reading, Scorpio. It is for Sun, Moon and Rising. So, they're all upside down. Be sure to watch all 3 to get a fuller picture of what is going on for you. And if it does really resonate, there is an extended reading. We have the Lovers. So here, there is a choice here, and I am seeing some indecision as well. Crossed by the Tower. Yeah. This sense of not wanting to step into too much change. Something doesn't want to seem too disruptive, but the Tower is there. The 4 of Cups. Yeah, there's this real hesitancy here. The 4 of Swords. So yeah, I feel like you're being very measured about this. It's very logical, measured. Let's think this through. The Empress, nice, in the recent past, which is very nice. 3 of Swords in the near future, next to the Emperor and the Empress. Okay, so this is quite an intense reading for you, Scorpio. I almost called you Pluto for a second. The Magician. You are presenting as the Magician. So it's like, I know I need to start. Do I have everything that I need? And these are the big questions. And we have the Hermit, the energy around you. So there could be a bit of soul searching going on with this Hermit energy. We're going to look at these in more detail in a second. The Page of Wands again, looking at starting something. So this is the big question that's coming through, and the Queen of Swords. That's the energy that you need in order to move forward and see things clearly. So that's a good energy to have with that Queen of Swords. And the 10 of Swords, something has to end. Okay. Oh, and for your long-term happiness, the 10 of Cups, nice. So you're getting some very strong and clear and definite messages around this, Scorpio. And yeah, I do feel like there's a decision absolutely pending. And here we have the Lovers card. So this is Gemini energy. It's a choice that's coming through here. And it does feel like for the moment, the universe is still giving you the choice to step into this. At some point, it will produce this Tower energy, which is kind of like you have no choice. This change is going to be made for you. So this is something deep down that you might be holding on to that isn't necessarily in your best interests, isn't necessarily for your your greater good isn't necessarily built on a particularly solid foundation. And you know this, or there's a part of you that knows and understands this. But yeah, it does feel like, you know, there's a bit of pressure to make a decision, because if you don't make it, something or someone else will make it for you. So there is this impending pressure, but there is still autonomy around this for the moment, which is good, but it's like taking your time, stepping into this, whatever this is. And it's very slow progression, because you've kind of got the brakes on. You're not wanting to rush into something. You don't want it to be too disruptive and crazy. So here's what's on offer, the Four of Cups. And there is a lot to do with your heart. It's an emotion. There's emotions attached to this. I feel like the offer is very much related to, this cup energy that's coming through, and that is your energy. That is you. That is the essence of who you are. It could be a relationship with somebody else. It could be a relationship with your own heart. So it does feel like, it doesn't have to necessarily be relationship, because this feels like it's, here's Miss Stelly. You come to say hello to lovely Scorpios. This does feel like, you know, because it's got the Pentacle 2, Saturn, Capricorn, there is a sense that it could be around a big life change. It could be around work for some of you. And with the Saturn, Capricorn, it's very much need to do this right. There's this energy of, if you're going to do this, do it right. And still there's a bit of fear about security around it. So whatever's on offer here, I'm actually getting that there is a sense that you're understanding that this is a good offer, or there are some good things attached to this that feels like it's attached to a higher purpose, a higher energy, perhaps even a blessing attached to this. But even so, even when it feels like something is a divine blessing, we can still have resistance to stepping into it. So at the base, we have the Four of Swords, and this is a real psychological card. It's around a mindset shift, and this is what's happening deep down. And it is really saying, look at the situation, it's interesting because it is really interesting, because I feel like there's a conflict here. We've got the 2 threes with the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Swords, which I know is coming up in the near future. And we've got the Empress, which is the number 3 as well. And we've got moving from 3 to 4. So it's all about progression, how you're seeing things progress in your life, whether it's relationships or career or this change that you're trying to implement. So yeah, it's slow and steady. It can feel even painful for some of you, just the level of maybe slowness of it. But because this 4 of Swords, you can see that he's hung up those 3 swords, the wound, up against the wall for the moment to make sense of something. It's detached from a hurt or a pain point which is stopping you from moving forward. 3s are all about manifestation. Why are you blocking, or what is it that's blocking you from manifesting? And this could be a very old belief system, a very old block that's come up here. And this is retelling the stories and understanding what stories you've been telling yourself about this, what thoughts you've been having about this, and really taking a good look at that, perhaps shifting them, perhaps telling new stories. So it's this very deep internal process that's going on here. Okay, so Miss Stella has left for the moment, because I know there's a little patch of sunshine just outside that she likes to sit on the carpet with the sun beaming down. And that's kind of interesting because, you know, how I always read what happens with the animals, the elements. It's kind of like I take everything in. It's not just the cards. It's kind of more of a shamanic experience even. But she's gone to find the light, to find somewhere that's a little bit warmer, rather than be here where she kind of goes, I want to be here, but it's a little bit cool for my liking. And that's kind of what I'm getting, that there could be a little bit of like, can we just make this go away? It's dark, it's cold. I just want to be basking in the light and the sunlight. And that's because, you know, we are in Leo season. The sun is shining brightly. So you might be seeing other people doing that, which can kind of be, you know, you'll all have your different reactions to that. But it is there. The sun is there for you to bask into. And I do see the sunshine coming up and the darkness rising. And so that's why this 4 of Swords this is really taking some time out to contemplate, ruminate, really understand something. And we have in the recent past, we have the Empress. So we've got both the Emperor and the Empress here. So this can be a couple. This can be, you know, a partnership, a very strong partnership, a partnership that's meant to be. and kind of working through some things into terms of moving forward. But there's also, this can be the masculine and the feminine sides of you that are wanting to create success and bring something big into your life. So we have the divine feminine in the recent past. I can see in the near future we have the Emperor coming in, the taking action stage. This is more feeling in a better place internally, feeling like there's this internal abundance, that you have got a lot around you supporting you. You've got a lot to offer. You've got a lot of things that could really bring some good results, some really positive big results here. So there's a sense that it's there, because very intuitive Scorpio, it's like it's there, you know it's there, and this may have come in very recently. Like, this could be someone coming into your life, this could be somebody who's thinking big or a big vision, but it's internal and it's something that you might be nurturing. And it is, it's a very fertile space you might have been working within, but now's the time to come out of that fertile womb-like space and actually put the plan into action. And that's where sometimes you meet there's some kind of block or resistance to making a decision to do that, because you can see how big it is. So that's why it's interesting with the Empress there. And we have in the near future the Three of Swords and the Emperor. So whatever it is that you are kind of, we've got a lot of threes, so it is around manifestation. This whole issue could be around manifestation, how you're manifesting things in life, what you're manifesting, what's occurred in the past. The wound comes back up around making something happen, about taking action, successful action, and making something a concrete reality. Where has that not worked out in the past? And that's why it's kind of interesting. It was important to have this Four of Swords first, because you put that Three of Swords aside, but then it comes back again to take. And now when you're looking at it the second time around, and this is what Pluto does do, is it gives you a second chance, a second look at it. And this time, because you've done the work internally deep down, you're seeing it differently. You're experiencing it differently. You're understanding it differently. You're a different version of yourself now. And so that's where this Emperor comes in, this determination, this will, this sense I need to really want to make something successful. And I always think the Emperor goes really, really well with Scorpio energy. For me, they're a really, really nice fit for success. But I feel like your energy is muted at the moment. So that's why it's like we're wanting to bring it up to full power, to full strength, to step into this Emperor energy. So we are looking at past failures where things have gone wrong. They come up in a big way, but they're coming up to be healed. And that's kind of why we've got the Three of Cups as well, because there is this sense of the Three of Cups can be, where's the joy? Where's the celebration? Where is this happiness? Where is this energy? It could be around third-party issues that have been problematic in your life, whether they're rising up now or whether it's been in the past. So this is why I love that you've turned up as the Magician. With this and the Emperor, there's this real determination. The Magician, again, is number one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then we've got a few fours. So it's like, we're working on those initial plan, working out how it's going to work, working out how to build a solid foundation for something. Are you in the right mindset? So it's getting everything in order. And there is a process to it, but the Magician is great because he kind of starts opening his mind to a lot of different possibilities. It's a very open approach, which is really nice. And it's a sense of knowing that even though you might not be able to be seeing how it could happen, that there's a lot of possibilities here. And so it's just a matter of time to actually where to start, how are we going to do this, and realizing that you've got looking for all the resources and the things that you need. He's got all the 4 elements on the table here. He actually does have everything that he needs to start this. So that's what it's saying. You do have everything that you need to start this now. And so it's time to get those wheels in motion, no matter how slow they might be going. And so we have the energy around you, the Hermit card. And this is, again, there feels like there's some very deep internal processing in order to come out come out and start taking action. So the Hermit is showing that process. It's really wanting to see the future. It's almost scrying. It's looking deep down, doing some soul searching, as mentioned before. But it's also really connecting to that deep wisdom that you have. It might feel like you have to do this on your own. That might be a good or a bad thing for you, depending on who you are. There could be a deep sense of loneliness and isolation with the Hermit as well that's coming through. That could also be throwing a cloud or a cloth over, or a shroud, or a blanket, something like that, over all of this. It just feels like a feeling is very muted. A feeling is very dulled. It's almost, for some of you, this can feel really like almost like a depressed energy, but we're trying to kind of get up and out of that. Not for all of you, but it's just feeling like some of the joy or the happiness has kind of been muted for the moment. So this Hermit energy could be around being in lockdown for some of you, if you happen to be around the world. But mostly it is around just going, look, having to trust that I can only see a couple of steps forward. I can't see the full future. And for Scorpios, often you can see the bigger picture. You can see further afield. But for this one, you're not being shown that for whatever reason. So you're having to go. And that's because I guess the universe is wanting you to focus your attention and your energies inwards and inside of you, down and in, because there's some inner work and transformation that they're wanting to do before as you step into this, so that you've done that work before this becomes too big and then you're kind of like, whoa, what's happened? So this is the Page of Wands. What you can see, looking at something, an idea is something you actually really want here, looking at it, getting a bit excited about it. But it's this big question of, have you taken that first step? Are you about to begin, or is it all very new? You can see some very initial growth or potential perhaps, but yeah, it's very much in those early stages of about to take action. So that's why we have the Queen of Swords here and the Ten of Swords. So something ends, and that's why we're saying there's a very definite ending here, and it does feel like it's related to a belief system, or it could be related to where you felt really let down, where someone hasn't proven trustworthy, where perhaps even you felt betrayed by somebody. You're letting something or someone go. And this could be an old belief system around your idea of success or ability to do with success, or to do with your own internal power coming in here, your own will, your ability to manifest and make something happen, or to make this particular thing successful, because maybe you've got a lot of success in other parts of your life. So whatever this belief system is, it's going to be unique to you, and something very definitely ends. And this can be something that gets passed down from families, ancestors, stories, teachers. It could be, society in general. With the Queen of Swords right next to it, it's very much cutting the tie. It's like, boom, it's over, it's ended, I'm done with that. So this feels like it was the heaviness we're talking about. There was that darkness. It feels like there is a heaviness. It's lifting, and here comes the sun. That's that energy that we're wanting to come through for you, Scorpio. You may not necessarily be feeling it when you're going through this process, because it could just feel like, just take a moment of processing, however that appears for you, presents for you. But this Queen of Swords, her head's above the clouds. Her head's clear. Your head is in the right space now, and it really had to take a very deep internal process to get that head space of yours above fear and doubt, those clouds of confusion, and to see things very clearly now about what the path is, and kind of giving yourself the green light or permission to move forward. So your head actually, this process of trying to find the path, you're going to find that inside your head, but it is a process of working a few things out so that you can work out internally what's going on in order to make a decision. So moving forward, it seems really positive. There's the green light, and there is this sense of moving into, with this Ten of Cups, the overall question is your happiness, your creativity. What is going to kind of sustain that over a long period of time? And so I feel like, you're working through some big things that are helping you move into this positive change in order to move into that. So I feel like there's some big players in this reading that they're always representative of parts of you, but there are some people around you that could be the decision makers that could help you see things very clearly. You might get a very definite no from somebody in the near future as well. That could come through. But if that happens, it's because that was never meant to happen. That was never meant to be. The universe has got a new direction, a better direction that better suits who you are. And so it's now giving you the choice to make that rather than making the choice for you, like we said. But it is very much... I feel like it feels like suddenly the path clears and you can move forward and feel a lot better mentally about what's happening here and feel like you've got a clearer picture of how to really bring this success or bring something into success. So let's pull some affirmation cards for you, Scorpio. So whatever's happening, I'm just being told that the universe is steering you down the right path. Even though and the reason why this feels so hard is because there's a part of you that wants to go the other way, to veer that way, and the universe is kind of going this way. So, and it's kind of, just trying to shift your energy. So it's kind of interesting like that. It says, I have the perfect living space. I see myself living in a wonderful place. It fulfills all my needs and desires. It is a beautiful location and at a price I can afford. So that's actually, like I said, if you're getting a no, just say you're trying to apply for a house or a living situation or whatever that happens to be, that right place will come for you. So it is the sense of letting go of an expectation or I want that, and the universe is going, no, this is going to be better for you. So if that kind of thing comes up for you, it could be related to anything in your life. So let's see what's coming through. But the home seems to be very important, to have this space that you can come and find some clarity. That seems important. So we have the horse, beautiful horse, and we can see its tail flying, and look at those huge strides it's making. Horses is all around directions. So what I'm being told is, even though it feels like you're only going 1 or 2 steps at a time, what it's saying is each step is a really big step. It's a long stride. It's taking a long stride. So even though someone else might take 10 steps and go, oh, look where I am, you're like, I've taken 1 step, but it's saying that 1 step is equal to somebody else's 10 steps. So don't feel like, I don't feel like other people are kind of moving ahead of you, or other people are, getting things before you. This is kind of, because this is big, it feels like you are taking these really, really huge, momentous, positive movements forward, which are going to be really positive. You're just at a different timeline, or you're on a different level to a few other people. So that's why that might have this sense with the Hermit that other people are they're feeling a bit isolated or different from other people at this time, only because you're working at a different pace. But that's okay, because just understanding that 1 step for you equals 10 steps for somebody else. So that's the reading, Scorpio. I feel like it's just, you are lifting up and out of that, which is really good, of a kind of heavier energy, and finding that will and that power and that drive. Setting some new goals can be great as well, and to really acknowledge yourself and these big strides that you're taking in the world at this moment of time, because it doesn't feel easy. It actually doesn't feel easy for you. And because it is Leo season, that will be squaring your sun. So that is always the 2 fixed signs against each other, and Leo will be wanting to take you one area and you're like, no, I don't want to go that way. And so there'll be this kind of little bit of a push, pull. And so that can sometimes it can be challenging, but that sun energy is there to help you ultimately lift up out of that darkness. So that's it, Scorpio. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to take it over to the extended now because there's a lot of unanswered questions for this. I mean, we've kind of left some things on a cliffhanger. It's like something ends and you get the green light to go ahead. What's happening next? So we're going to look at that. What's happening with the Emperor and the Three of Swords? What is this all around? Let's pull some more cards around that, and the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So let's find out what's happening in the near future and the future beyond this. Let's find out what other intuitive messages that you're getting that you need to hear throughout this reading. And then we're going to tune in and specifically look at career, money, love and relationships. And while I'm getting this could be applicable to any part of your life, though that part of the reading might actually show some more specifics about where this might be playing out. So that's it. That's all in the extended reading. The link is in the description box below. Love it if you come over. But if this is where we're leaving each other, thank you so much for joining me, Scorpio. Really hang in there, really keep going, real push through this, and really just understand you are taking some great leaps and strides here. So just these really strong words of encouragement are coming through for you to stick with it, stick with your vision, stick with your plan. And if you enjoyed the reading, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment or share if you'd like to support the channel. So take care, Scorpio. I'll see you soon.